Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Jamie Hughes Show. My name as always is Jamie Hughes and today I'm going to be doing a review of Kubo and the Two Strings. As always, I'll be running down the plot, the characters, and just generally what I thought about this film and how much I enjoyed this film, because I really enjoyed this film a lot. So the plot of the film is Kubo and his mum, they are chased away from, well, we're not entirely sure where they're chased away from to begin with. They are riding across the sea to begin the film. They crash. His mum hits her head, and then she climbs and protects him. And it skips on a few years. Kubo is about 10 or 11 now, and every day he goes down to the market and he tells stories. He tells this really it's almost like a legend that he's created of this warrior called Hanzo. And we find out later that Hanzo is Kubo's father, and his mother has been telling him the stories, and he goes down in the day to tell these stories and make money to take the money back to his mother, because his mother is she's ill, but it doesn't really specify what's wrong with her, but she can't function in the day. It's like almost like it's a spell on her. She can't do anything in the day, but as soon as nightfall comes, she's awake and she can. She tells Kubo all these stories about Hanzo and what a great warrior he really was, and obviously she tells it. We find out in these scenes that he is Kubo's his father, but there's something quite sad about those scenes as well, because his mother starts to forget stuff about her past and about Kubo and his life, really, and it's really quite sad. But anyway, we skip forward a couple of days within the film. Kubo's mother tells him all this stuff, and one of the things she says is that don't stay out after nightfall, because your grandfather and her sisters, which is his aunties, are coming and they're looking for him because they want to take his other eye, because they've taken his eye when he was a child. Doesn't really elaborate on more than that at that point, but yeah, Kubo's not supposed to be out after a certain time, because otherwise his grandfathers can see him, because his grandfather is like the king of the moon king. Sorry, but as with all stories and young adventurous boys, he does stay out after nightfall. There's like a festival of the dead, so he tries to contact his father, and his father doesn't come. Sadly, his aunties come because they've discovered where he is. So he basically has to escape his aunties and escape and hide from his grandfather. As he does this, his mother is killed by his aunties, and then he wakes up in the faraway land of I got the Farlands or something, with this toy monkey that has now come to life, and he's told that this monkey has had a spell on it, and if anything ever happens with his mother, then this monkey would come and protect him. So that's what happens. They then meet up with Beetle, who they find out was a samurai warrior that was cast away into the land as well. And he says he wants to help Kubo, because it then becomes this mission for Kubo to find the armor that is going to protect him against his grandfather, and that's pretty much where the film leads on to. I won't express any more about that because I'm probably going to lead on to that a bit later. But the characters are really, really great. I don't want to spoil what happens with the characters, because they are really, it is really good story, and the characters are really, really great, the way they tie into it. So I don't want to elaborate too much on the characters. What I will say about this film is that although it is a kids' film, definitely don't be put off by this, because I felt a bit of a fool going to watch this film on my own in the cinema. But it is genuinely a really good story, and I do feel it is a little bit mature. It is rated a PG, but some of the fight scenes and the violence that you see, I think that's a bit touchy. Especially some of the themes in the film as well. Like they deal with like deaths and the way that you see. It's just like the way you see, because you see the monkey get caught at one point, and you do see the wound and you see the blood splatter, and I thought that was really great. And also one of my favourite things about it were the two sisters that were Kubo's aunties. The way that they're portrayed and the way they look, they have these almost like geisha-like faces that don't move, because they're obviously masks, but you don't know they're masks until a bit later on in the film, and it just makes them look really, really terrifying. Like the big sort of hats they've got on. I really love this, and this is one of the main things I want to talk about this film, is how beautiful, genuinely breathtakingly beautiful this film is for a stop motion film. There's a scene where all the souls are like floating on the river, and it's just the backdrop of that. It's like falling into nightfall. Is genuinely beautiful, and it really is a genuinely beautiful film. So even if you don't go and see this film, you don't think this film is for you, go and see it, because you'll just sit there in awe and bewilderment at how beautiful this film is. But as well as that, it is a really great story. The plot does lose. I got lost a little bit in the plot a couple of times. There's a couple of scenes where you do pick that up. I say it is a kids' film, so there's nothing too strenuous in there. It's not too hard to follow. I say it's got great twists, great turns, which I don't want to spoil because they are like, it will ruin it if you haven't seen the film. But yeah, really great twist, and it's really emotional as well. So it deals with some hard-hitting topics, like the young boy, like the death of his parents, basically from very early on in the film. Both his parents are dead, and the way it deals with that emotionally and this connection you got on these characters is really, really great. And yeah, I don't think I can say any more about this film. I genuinely think this film is brilliant, and coming around, Oscar season, I think this film is, and BAFTA season, all the award seasons, I think this film, I'm going to tip it already to do big things at these award ceremonies, because it is damn brilliant. I can't say any more than that. If you haven't seen it, or you were put off by it, then definitely go and watch it, because it is brilliant and you will be pleasantly surprised. And I've said brilliant loads now, so I'm going to end this episode here. But thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, as always, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I've been Jamie Hughes. This has been the Jamie Hughes Show. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it brilliant. I will see you again in the next episode. Ta-ra.